Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of
Legally Insane.
Matt Ritter here with
Tony Sam.
What's up, guys?
Your co-host in Legalese.
Yeah. Legalese. Legal-ish.
Legal-ish.
Legal light.
Legalite.
Legal light.
Legal.
Legal eagles. Legal beagles.
Legal.
We're a bunch of legal beagles.
Oh.
I'm a lawyer turned comedian, and
I just sit here and listen.
yeah. I pick out interesting legal stories. And
I have a good old time.
Tony just has a good time.
I love. Thanks for joining us again. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go on iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Make sure you also follow our Twitter account, Legally Insane Podcast.
I guess I couldn't get a better name than that.
It's the worst Twitter name on the interweb sphere.
He's been riding me about that. Just do it, you filthy animals.
Yeah, we'll love you. We got some fun things planning. We're going to have merchandise sometime.
Have you ever tried to have sex with an animal?
I just want a natural segue. Segue right up your asshole.
Of the Segway.
Yeah, did you fall off a cliff too?
With segues like that, you could see why that guy had no segue.
Boy, you're a natural.
Boy, this guy's got some great segues.
Did I ever have an animal up my ass?
Yeah, gerbil. Did you ever pull a Richard Gere is what I'm saying?
No.
Because let me tell you something. Not only could you have been in trouble for that throughout time.
You'd have been in trouble.
That animal could have been in big trouble with the courts.
The animal?
The animal.
The animal can be sued.
Oh, my God. In Europe, Middle Ages, you could bring a lot of these animals to court.
Like Dr. Doolittle type.
Oh, yeah. This is amazing.
I would like to bring up my next witness, a Shetland pony named Roger.
What'd I do?
Will stamp your feet twice if you saw, in the night in question, 2 bales of hay go missing.
I didn't see nothing.
Clomp your hoof, you ass.
Oh.
That's your horse?
I don't know. I thought it was a dog. What's a Shetland?
A Shetland pony, I said.
Pony. I thought that was a type of dog.
No. Oh, yeah. At the dog park, we have all these Shetland ponies running around.
I thought a Shetland Terrier pony.
No, it's a small horse.
That's a little big dog.
He was a lawyer, but he's a real bad one.
I don't know much about animals.
Oh, my God.
So in the 19th century, they came out with a book published in 1906, The Criminal Prosecution and Capital Punishment of Animals. The most detailed
You didn't learn that at Harvard.
No. The most detailed source of putting animals on trial in Europe. It was mostly...
When did they all get put to death?
Yeah, well, not all of them, actually. Most of the large animals were tried for offenses such as murder and were generally executed or exiled.
I'd love to see an animal lawyer.
Yeah.
Like Eagle T. Finch, attorney at Caw.
Oh, yeah.
That's a character I do.
Would you like to present opening argument in the case of the people versus Peppa the Pig?
Yes, I would. Excuse me, I had something in my throat.
Proceed.
If it pleases the court, I would like to offer up my reasons why animals should be wearing clothing.
Okay. This is a trial, and you are defending a pig.
Have you ever seen a tiger in a tiara?
No, but it does seem hilarious.
Or a giraffe wearing Gucci?
That would be quite a sight.
There's a lion wearing running pants and gerbils in some shorts. There's a dolphin with a wedding ring and a monkey wearing jorts.
Case dismissed. You've won that. You've won me over with song. You won me
I
over.
thank the court for allowing this display.
So this is crazy. They actually tried pigs, cows, horses, domestic animals for homicide. A lot of the smaller animals got excommunicated. They got off the star.
They got sent to
the weevils,
Elba
slugs, and rats.
with Napoleon.
Yeah. You will live here with that little man, all the little people.
You've been exiled.
Yeah, Napoleon was like, my pet slugs.
Oh, no.
The rats and the slugs. And the...
We've come so far as a society.
I mean, they were literally trying slugs in court. In 1480, Cardinal Bishop of Autun, France, ruled against slugs that were ruining the grounds. He ordered 3 days of processions where the slugs were told to leave the area or be cursed.
Honey, you off to work today? Yep, I gotta go scold some slugs. It's a 3-day gig, but it's
an honorable profession.
It's steady money.
It's good work.
You like eating, don't you? Then get off my goddamn back about the slugs.
Okay, honey. What time are you going to be home?
Oh, it's 5 or 6.
Should we make slugs too?
Yeah, I'll bring home a couple of slugs.
So they actually, the larger beasts, I mean, the pigs got it the worst for some reason.
The pigs.
Well, yeah, the pigs.
Pigs.
Roast them like bacon.
Goddamn pigs.
A fairly typical case in 1379 was a lot of accidents were happening because the pigs roamed the streets and the children roamed the streets, and it's a recipe for disaster.
They fell right into their open buttholes.
Swine. Those swine.
What do you mean? What was the crime?
The herds of swine were feeding together, and they would
run over kids?
Yeah, they would run over kids. They would kill them.
Trample kids.
Trample them. And so the pigs from both herds were tried, and after, quote, due process of the law, they were condemned to death.
Delicious death.
Yeah, oh, man.
I sentence you to bacon.
I sentence you to Arby's.
No, there was no Arby's back then.
Sir Arby of Windsor.
I sentence you to Iberian ham.
Oh, we're going to hang you?
It's good.
They hung them up. They got strung up. You know, they were going to this.
They were hung, and they became delicious beef.
Yeah, that was like the first
pork.
store where you see the pigs like hanging in the
so
in the window.
That's an old remnant from them being sentenced to death.
Yeah, and then some of them even got the guillotine. Chop, 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 chop. The hangman.
A delicious death.
You think the hangman put like masks over the animals?
It's because he didn't want to smell all that delicious pork all the time. It's trying to protect himself. He'd be licking his lips.
They mutilated him too. They cut him in pieces. They called it mutilation. It's like, no, we're
making
it's a carving station.
Baby back rib.
Little brisketine.
Pork rib.
Little brisketine.
No way.
Snip, snip.
Oh, give me some wine with this prosciutto. The prosciutto.
Any last words as like the hangman's got like ketchup? He's got like a bowl of.
Too late. Hammer time. It's ham and
Hammond time.
Hammond time.
So here's interesting. So like in most cases, they tried to try the animals as closely as they could to the way they would try a human trial.
That's why I was wondering if they put them in clothes. Put the suit.
Like, no, but it was like an eye for an eye. Like, so if a pig tore the face of a child, like they would tear the pig's face in the same way. And then,
it's stupid.
So stupid. It's like
tear its face identically,
like just like what he did to that kid.
There, boy. Now you and the pig look alike. I don't feel any better. I'm a monster. Now I look like okay, pig boy.
Yeah. Now you guys get to hang out together,
right?
Two pig boys,
pig boy and boy pig,
boy pig and pig boy, and now he gets to be your pet, your mutilated pet.
Yes,
and that's how That's like Dr. Evil as a child. You know, like he was mutilated, and then I ended up with that weird cat.
$1 million of pig.
My father was a boulangerie operator.
My mother was a whore.
He made claims that he invested.
What was it?
It's a question mark.
Prostitute named.
I forget. Oh, so this was a really interesting part of the trial. So bestiality was an occasional accusation that led to the trial of the animal.
I occasionally dabble.
But the charge often would go in the animal's favor for that one because Because let's be
Because they
honest.
don't speak human
Yeah,
and they can't say no.
Let's be honest. It's not quite consensual between a man and his donkey. It's not quite. So both the human and the animal might be put to death, but in some cases,
Summarily
executed. But in some cases, they seem to have managed to say it wasn't the animal's fault.
No.
In some
It was
cases.
asking for it. Look at its eyes. Look at its doughy little eyes. It's just asking for it. I'm so rock hard right now, Your Honor. I'm going to do it again. Blah, 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 blah. Sir, ree.
Don't you smell his pheromones? He's all over me.
I just wish I had the side of pancake.
Oh, my God. So the animals occasionally got off. Not always. Sometimes they just...
Well, the animals got off.
Yeah. Oh,
I know the guy got off.
Oh, my God.
The guy wouldn't get off, but he got off.
And sometimes if they imprisoned...
Maddie, he got off.
Oh, he got off. He got a little... little loving.
A little something. Little Chipotle mayo for that.
I don't know what a pig makes, but it's a nice special sauce. It's gross. So if the person was arrested and put in prison, they would put the offending bestiality partner in there with them, which seems kind of
What?
I mean, if I know anything about prison cellmates, if you're trying to avoid their intercourse,
What?
I don't think you'll lock them up.
Why in court would you say, I'm guilty, Your Honor.
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty.
Put us away.
Put us away.
Can I have a blanket?
Come here.
Can I have a blanket for me and
Hey,
Charlie?
Cellmate. Come closer. Now we didn't get up, but now we're both. Gimme. Yo! Who's your daddy?
Hey, you guys keep it down in there,
Shut up.
or we'll put you on trial again
Hey,
for
I'm
bestiality.
trying to my pig over here.
Don't make us put you on trial for bestiality, and if we find you guilty, we're going to put you back in here.
Right.
Together.
You're never going to get out of
It's
here.
a circle. It's a vicious circle.
Mission accomplished.
This is crazy.
It was like debtor's prison for pig.
They can never get out. But the owner got charged with the animal's board as another punishment. You had to pay for your pig's prison stay if you had sex with him.
But you'd be in there,
Yeah.
so you'd never get out.
No. This is interesting. In 1916, an elephant named Mary murdered her trainer. Guess what they did?
Let her go be with the other elephant.
That's what they should have done. That would have been the right thing to do.
Shot her in the face.
They actually had to get a crane because they were like, we must hang this elephant
They hung it.
from a crane.
What year was this?
1916.
So they hung the elephant
From a crane
till it was dead.
till it was dead. That's pretty cruel. Let's fast forward to 2008.
No
This
law
is
against
funny.
that, I guess.
I guess not. 2008 in Macedonia, a bear was convicted of stealing honey.
Winnie the Pooh.
Hey, Yogi!
He unfortunately he fled to
Jellystone Park?
no, what's the name of the woods? Thousand Acre Woods.
I said, yeah.
Calling all
Jellystone.
cars, calling all cars. We have a bear who is absconded to Thousand Acre Woods.
How will we identify him?
He's got a pot of honey
Honey,
and
it's all
a
over
red
his face.
shirt.
It's all over his
A
face.
distinguishing red shirt.
Oh my God!
and a friend who's a bunny
the park
or a
was,
piglet.
The park was forced to pay $3,500 in damages. So for some reason, I guess we just have a thirst for justice.
So it sounds like a bunch of this doesn't sound as much as animal cruelty as that animals were criminals.
yeah, well, I think it's animal cruelty.
When
to
did
put an
animals start getting rights?
Well, actually, not until the 1900s. But I wanted to get to one more good story before we get to their rights. In 1750, a female donkey was acquitted of charges of bestiality because, so this is great. Sometimes they would call character witnesses.
Who spoke up for the donkey?
Due to witnesses to the animal's virtue and good behavior.
I seen that ass. It's been a good ass.
Always been a good ass.
Best ass I ever saw.
Oh, the way he carries that
It was
water.
a hard working ass.
But my wife, whore.
Right, but that ass was fine.
Put my wife to the gas chamber.
That ass was mighty fine.
My wife, I want to see hung.
Put her away. But that ass.
So that's what actually happened.
You know, I'm an ass.
You're an ass man.
I'm an ass man myself, and I know ass, and that's a good ass.
This is a good ass.
That is a real good ass.
That's a real good ass. So they let the donkey go, but they killed the man who had sex with him.
I mean,
nobody vouched for that guy's character.
Fair. I mean, everyone's speaking up for the ass.
A lot of people.
Like,
hey,
I didn't like that guy.
Hey, Tony. Hey, I hate to ask this, but
Mr. Tony.
Hey, Mr. Tony.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm in a bit of a pinch here, and I need somebody to vouch for me. You know me. I'm a good guy.
I don't like you. I don't know you,
Tony.
But
is this about me that ass?
This is about that ass. You that ass.
Yeah, but I heard you're gonna testify on his behalf.
Yeah, because that's a good ass.
What about me? What'd I do?
Burn in hell, fornicator.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, that happened. So you want to know about when the animals start getting some rights, huh?
Yes. Give me some animal rights.
Okay. The Animal Welfare Act of 1966 was signed into law by President
Lyndon Johnson.
Very nice. You know why? He was all about the civil rights.
Yes, he was standing up for people of all colors, races, creeds, sexual
tails,
gender,
horns,
and and who?
It's a great society. I don't know how LBJ talks.
I feel like he was like, I'm a bigger man.
Yeah, he's
I'm
a
a
Texas
big man.
guy, right? Yeah.
I'm a big man.
We can't have these animals being raped.
And I need to stop. We need to stand up.
Yeah, so he had the Animal Welfare Act regulating the treatment of animals.
What brought this on?
There's just a lot of testing. So a lot of animals started being tested for research. This was like a big era.
Well, how am I supposed to know my lipstick is safe?
Exactly. You got to kill at least 1 million.
You know, there's a laboratory right now, and there's a bunch of monkeys with condoms.
Testing out what?
To see if the condoms work.
Really?
There's just monkeys just with condoms on their dicks.
Oh my God. I never want to use condoms that have been inside of a monkey. Or not the same exact condom.
Do you think they try Magnum condoms on horses?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Horse cocks.
Oh, yeah. Huge. I mean, there are probably men who use horse-sized condoms. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to know if I need to know that the mice are.
Yeah. Why not just use salami sausages?
You could. You don't have to kill any monkeys. You could just put them on a banana or salami or any of that stuff. So anyway, so these animals, there was a lot of testing being done. So under this act, it covered live or dead cats, dogs, hamsters, rabbits, primates, guinea pigs, warm-blooded animals, but excluded were birds, rats of the genus
Honestly,
Rattus.
I think they should. You want to test birds? Go ahead.
Really?
Because I don't like birds.
You don't like birds?
You want to put makeup on a bird? Go for it.
Lipstick on a bird? But they don't really have lips. I want an animal that has lips.
I want you to put mascara on them. I want to see them cry.
I want to see lipsticks on a monkey. I know. That sounds bad.
No. I always think of like gremlins when I see a chimpanzee
I love that.
in lipstick. It makes me think of like a pretty gremlin. Yeah, I got it now.
So it was they would fine you if you didn't have a license. It basically was the first time that they started making it something that you had to license for. But there were cruelty to animal acts worldwide. I mean, in the UK in 1876, they had to review. I mean, it wasn't like they were really protecting the animals. It was more like, hey, here's the review process. We're giving you a process.
There was probably just a general law that said, don't throw rocks at animals.
Yeah, don't throw rocks at them. I mean, you can have sex with them, but you might go on trial. But no, so this is amazing. Of all magazines that you would think would be the leader in protecting animals, I don't know that I would think Sports Illustrated.
Mademoiselle.
Yeah, I would have thought Pet Weekly. I would have thought
it was Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated in 1965 put out an amazing article by Coles Finizzi about Pepper the Dalmatian, a dog that disappeared from a yard in Pennsylvania and later discovered that it was stolen by dog nappers, brought to a Bronx hospital, and died during an experimental procedure. Yeah. And so
they
there
were
was
going to tell me it was revealed the dog was Mark Spitz. A dog won all those gold medals.
They surgically implanted him inside of a human.
That's right. We can make him stronger, faster. He'll swim.
And he can teach the doggy paddle.
He'll win more gold medals than anyone in history up until that point.
$6 million
dog.
Can you see a guy throwing like they shoot a frisbee into the sky?
Didn't like when they jumped, it went.
And when he got erect. So, and then in Life magazine, following on Sports Illustrated's lead, they detailed the housing conditions at animal dealer facilities. They called it concentration camp for dogs.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty nasty stuff. So that was sort of the first time in America people started becoming aware, like, oh man, dogs are and horses. There was a Horse Protection Act in 1970. And then a little organization that what I wanted to talk about in this podcast, they've really been at the forefront of protecting animals. The ALDF.
That's a lot of letters.
Mm-hmm.
ALDF.
Animal
Defamation
League. You can't say anything bad about animals.
Don't do it.
Animal Legal Defense Fund. But that would be funny if there was an anti-defamation league just for animals. You damn dirty ape.
Anti-Dalmatian.
Yeah, anti-Dalmatian
League. Anti-Dalmatian League.
I hate those spots.
I'm sorry.
I hate those.
I love a good pun.
Yeah, me too. So the ALDF, their first big case, 1981. The U.S. Navy secretly shot and killed 648 feral burros.
Not so secret anymore.
Not quite. It's hard to keep a 648 burro massacre.
Can't keep that under wraps for long.
No,
all that
that's a lot of
ass.
ass. That's an ass party.
You take out that much ass, somebody gonna see it.
You can't get in a limo with that kind of ass.
That's a big ass to hide.
Yeah. So they just took them out in a field and slaughtered them. And they advocated shooting them. They were overpopulated. And they ended up coming to a settlement. The Navy agreed to allow a fund for animals to remove them. But the Navy paid $50 per burro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Close the bank.
Yeah, but no more shooting of burros after that. It's a big win.
Well.
Here's an interesting one.
Sounds like a slap on the wrist.
An Oregon company, they got an exclusive license from the government of Bangladesh to import 71,500 rhesus monkeys.
The rhesus factor. Do you know about that?
Rhesus pieces.
It's a blood something. It's
there's no one way.
A marker or antigen in the blood. Rhesus factor.
There's no right way to carve up a rhesus monkey.
There's no wrong way to eat a rhesus monkey.
I'd love to see that commercial.
Yeah, there is. I think the wrong way is eating it.
Yeah, the wrong way is
pretty much eating the monkey.
The wrong way is eating the rhesus.
That's right.
Oh, Mom. Oh my God, that neighbor down the block had the best candy. They had these rhesus pieces.
I ate it ass first.
I mean, there were a lot of flies on it, but there was Reese's pieces.
Reese's pieces.
Reese's. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's except doing it at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about the Reese's blood something.
Yeah, I think that's
because Tony. You guys don't know Tony's a biologist, marine biologist.
I've dabbled. Yeah. I love the animals.
Yeah, so you should be upset that Bangladesh sold them to Oregon for research. And then Bangladesh terminated the contract, and this MOL Oregon company sued the Bangladeshi government in a U.S. court for $15 million. And Bangladesh was so poor that they didn't even try to defend themselves. So the ALDF stepped in, filed an amicus curiae brief, which means friend of the court, and the U.S. District Court dismissed the lawsuit. Went all the way to the Supreme Court. They filed another amicus brief, and the Supreme Court wouldn't hear the appeal, ending the suit. As a result, 71,000 monkeys free to live out their natural lives in Bangladesh.
And that's how War for the Planet of the Apes started.
That's basically... I mean, you don't...
That sounds like the plot for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
There were 71,000 apes en route to Oregon, stuck in a cage, awaiting trial and execution, and then suddenly sent back, and then they disappeared in the ocean.
Oh, my God.
No, they didn't disappear in the ocean, but in your version of it, they definitely did.
At what point does the virus that wipes us all out get released. I don't want to live in that hell.
Yeah,
I don't want to live in that hellhole.
Let's put it this way: I feel like if we had gone through with it, if they had slaughtered those monkeys, then like that would have been some bad things would have happened, some bad karma.
That's right.
But this is a crazy one. Ooh, I love veal. You like veal?
I want a veal that has been massaged to death and sung a lullaby.
I always feel really bad.
Forever.
I always feel really bad every time. I'm like,
every time I swallow another sweet, delicious,
delicioso. It's like, they were
molto bene.
They're so soft. They're
molto
so sweet.
bene.
In '85, the ALDF sued the Provimi Veal Corporation.
Molto bene.
Oh, we make it the youngest, the sweetest,
the softest, the freshest.
We massage at the nipples.
I whisper sweet nothings into its ear until it dies.
I want to do it. Try.
Amore.
Love notes.
Amore. Sleep.
Volare, whoa, cantare.
What are you, 50s crooner?
Oh,
when the moon hits your eye like a veal softy pie.
Go to sleep now. When the flowers in bloom,
Zigga, 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 zoom.
I cut you.
That's veal parmigiano.
The veal's like, why are you laying a sheet of cheese on my head?
You know that in Italy, they only eat eggplant parmesan.
They don't eat the veal in Italy where the Provimi Corporation is headquartered?
No, that was originally only eggplant, and in America they made chicken and veal parmesan.
You know how we do this? We sell to the monsters in America.
We make them eat it.
They have no morals.
I'm not eating no cow.
How can I eat a little baby
I'll
veal?
eat that dick-shaped vegetable.
Let's face it, eggplant parmigiana is the parmigiana.
But it looks like a big dick.
It looks like a giant eggplant.
I want to eat all the dick-shaped vegetables.
It doesn't taste very good. I close my eyes, I pretend
You
I
haven't
eat
eaten it the right way.
No. Eggplant parmigiana.
I was just in Sicily, baby. I ate the They're good.
Are you trying to tell me they don't eat veal parmesan?
I'm trying to brag that I'm a world
Oh,
traveler.
yeah, you just got back from Italy. That's all that was.
I went to Italy.
Traveling. Oh, you went to the original Italy.
I went to France, Spagna.
Where else? That's it.
That's it.
That's
trip.
it.
That particular trip.
And he had veal. He's lying.
They don't serve it there. I'm telling you, veal and chicken parmesan was invented in the United States, and it's probably because of what you're about to say.
Provimi, the originator, instigator of the special-fed, milk-fed veal. The ALDF alleged that the manner in which the calves were raised was cruel, just because the calves were kept anemic and the resulting meat was unwholesome.
Mother's milk.
God, I love veal.
It's very tasty.
We're going to have some after this podcast.
Veal parmesan. It's cooking right now.
Yeah, so the lawsuit was the first time in American legal history that the incredibly cruel, intensive farming of special-fed veal calves, which they are deprived of iron and kept confined to their flesh, remains
That's what keeps it real soft.
Yeah, was challenged in court. The ALDF sought to stop the factory from farming veal calves for Provimi and ban them from selling within the state of Massachusetts. And you know what?
They loved it.
Provimi won.
Oh, no.
The judge was like,
I love it too much.
I cannot do it.
But Judge Giuseppe Quaratara.
His middle name is Provimi.
Giuseppe Parmigiana.
From Provimi.
But Your Honor, it's too good. I love it so much.
I recuse myself. You know what? Okay, Judge Provimi has recused himself. Judge Vaccaro is coming in.
Judge Romano.
Yeah, they won. They granted summary judgment for Provimi, but it did galvanize the nation against the plight of the
There's
veal calves.
no way anyone's voting against veal ever, except PETA.
Yeah, there's a small group of people because they don't know how good veal is. They've never had it.
I think PETA would be more successful in their cause if they weren't so annoying.
Yeah, come on. Like,
Come on, PETA.
PETA, let's be reasonable. Veal is a non-starter.
Okay.
Don't come for veal.
What's the Latin term for a non-starter? Non-startero.
Non-startero. And then in 85, they sued New York. They wanted an injunction on, those steel traps. Like, have you ever gotten your leg caught in a bear trap?
All the time.
Oh, it's the worst.
You see, my legs look like a mangled, a pencil. Yeah. My legs look like a pencil that's been chewed on.
Well, Tony
traps.
does all the underground scuba diving underwater, so he always gets the shark bites and stuff.
All the shark bites.
He's got all the shark bites.
Looks like a chicken bone that's been chewed on by a dog.
Completely. So they sued on behalf of 38 guardians of animals that were caught in the
Guardians
traps.
of Gahul.
Yeah.
This is about owls, right?
No. This is about dogs getting caught in the leg traps.
It's right there, Guardians of Gahul.
Hey, do you think you could, side note, do you think you could do 127 hours thing?
Oh, I think you'd say 127 push-ups.
No, you could definitely not do
I could do.
Actually, I want to see. I wish we had video on here. I bet you 43.
Do you think the audience wants to hear me do 127
Not
push-ups?
really.
1, 2.
I hate hearing people do push-ups. There's nothing more disgusting.
I hate people breathing, talking, or being alive around me.
Ugh. I hate people going,
I hate this noise.
I hate when people pull their nose stuff, sniffing.
Yeah, I hate sniffing.
Oof. So the court narrowly interpreted, they decided against the plaintiffs again. The court was like, oh, God.
These dogs can't win.
Yeah. The court said if the court could substitute his own personal feelings and emotions in place of the law, we would end this opinion and have a decision favoring the protection of animals. So unfortunately, the bear trap lives on. Do you think you could 127 hours yourself, slice your bone if you were caught in a bear trap?
I think so.
What? I'd be out. I would last 1.27 hours.
That fight or flight, you would probably pass out a few times. But you'd wake up and you'd have to keep slicing.
Yeah, but with a little knife. You had a little knife.
You had to break the bone, right? How do you snap the bone?
With a little pocket knife. Ugh. Oh, that's too nasty to think about. All right, how about this one?
I hate thinking.
Oh, dissection. Ooh, this is an interesting one. A high school student refused to dissect her frog. So she sued. And there's this first state law protecting a student's right not to harm animals in the classroom.
Didn't in E.T. all the frogs come alive?
Yeah, he let his frog out and they all escaped. But you got to learn how to you got to dissect.
Everybody, you got to. You know what I tried in France? Frog legs. They're the best.
They're amazing.
They were
soup? Frog's leg soup?
No, they were cooked like buffalo wings. No. They were
buffalo wild.
They were
frog.
the most juiciest. I never had them prepared in such a delicious way.
Yeah,
but the
good.
French know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and I say that anything if it's cooked right, probably still.
Yeah, frog's legs is delicious.
So delicious, garlic and butter.
But you got to be able to cut them open. You got to be.
Right. So you got to find the delicious meat inside.
This woman sued, and then the ALDF produced handbooks. This is where they're getting a little wacky. They produced handbooks towards students discussing their objections to dissection.
What they should have been putting out is handbooks that show you the most delicious cuts of meat in each animal.
This is the loin.
like the cow diagrams for beef, but every animal.
Frog ribs. These are the good ribs.
Oh, yeah. I bet frogs have the tastiest buttocks.
Yeah, they have a good buttocks area. I guess that's where all their stuff settles, like in their back loins. This is so pathetic. They ended up with a hotline. 10,000 calls to the hotline. People anti-dissection. The anti-dissection hotline.
Those guys sound like losers.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
This
is the ALDF crisis center.
I don't know. They want me to cut this poor frog open in school, and I don't want to do it.
What kind of frog is it?
I don't know. It's just a green frog.
Mm-hmm. Well, I need to know what kind of frog is it because we have a list.
I think I'm going to kill myself.
That's probably for the best.
Just don't touch the frog.
Right. I want to talk you off that ledge, my friend. Put down the scalpel.
I'm thinking about cutting my throat. Well, I was thinking about killing the frog and then killing me.
The frog is A-okay with us. After that,
Should I just kill myself?
yes, please.
The ALDF doesn't care about humans.
We want you to kill that frog.
Yeah, they don't care about humans. And then they went on the hunt to stop black bear hunting. Did a lot of good stuff. This is an interesting one. ALDF discovered there was a chimp named Barney. And he was in solitary.
And he created the Dodd-Frank law.
Yeah, my name is Barney Frank, and I don't like financial crimes. You know Barney Frank from Massachusetts?
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, Dodd-Frank.
Yeah. I don't know what Chris Dodd sounds like, but I know Barney Frank.
He had a lot of hair.
Barney Frank. Listen, there's an animal alone on the side of the road. It's not nice. It's not right.
Well, sorry, Barney.
Yeah. So they sued because the chimp was suffering psychological distress for being alone.
That's, you know what's the saddest? Have you ever seen a chimpanzee cry?
It's sad. I don't want to see
The worst
chimps
thing.
alone.
You ever see that movie Project X with
Oh my
Matthew
God.
Broderick?
He goes, what does he say?
He says, I love you, bye.
Yeah, I love you. He does that thing with the mouth, the frog, the chimp, right? He
Right.
kisses his mouth. And then those frogs, why do they die? They're dying from
The exposure
space training,
to
radiation. That's a gruesome movie. Helen Hunt and Matthew Broderick.
Wow, Helen Hunt was in it?
Yeah, I think she was the girl.
He lets them all go.
He lets them all go. Yeah, the ALDF did they did a lot of good stuff. But so here's what's going on. I mean, I could go through all the lists, but here's
I'd
one
rather
thing
you
that I
didn't.
wanted to draw people's attention to that I think is kind of sick.
Well, wrap it up strong.
I'll wrap it up strong. Have you heard of Ag Gag?
I mean,
Yeah, let's get
not outside the bedroom.
Yeah, let's. Tony goes to those underground sex stops.
That's all I know. It's a ball gag.
The Ag Gag. It's a Texas Aggies ball gag.
Get the ag
It's the
gag.
Ag Gag.
Get the ag gag and the double-ended
Oh,
dildo.
yeah, we only do two things
That's
down
what
here in Texas.
That's what I call a weekend.
Texas Ag Gag, baby.
Ag gag. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly
Dilly
dilly.
dilly.
Ag
The
gag.
Ag Gag is a class of anti-whistleblower laws within the agriculture industry.
Nobody likes a rat.
This is the anti-ratting law. It's kind of messed up. This law that has been passed in many states now forbids the act of undercover filming on farms. It basically targets people who are trying to protect against animal abuse.
How is that law get passed?
We got
Lobby.
Lobby.
Big farm.
I'll take the elevator to the lobby.
Big beef.
Big
farm.
Big
Big farm.
Where's the beef?
Big farm.
So in the 90s, there was something called the Animal Liberation Front.
Oh, that's like the Symbionese.
Yeah, the Simeonese Animal Liberation Army.
They held a bank and had Patty Hearst and stuff.
Yeah, they had the animal version, Chimpy Hearst.
She was brainwashed.
Chimpy Hearst was brainwashed. They robbed banks with chimps. You don't think that happened?
It could.
It could happen. I mean, chimps are strong animals. So Kansas,
They
Montana,
are strong.
North Dakota, they all made it a crime to take pictures inside an animal facility without the consent of the facility's owner.
And what happened?
In 2002, a conservative group drafted the Animal and Ecological Terrorism Act, basically making it impossible. They basically created a terrorist registry. You became a terrorist if you were trying to uncover
Animal cruelty in the farming of animals.
You become a terrorist.
That's a lot like 12 Monkeys.
Very 12 Monkeys-esque. Since then, bills to ban photography have been passed in Iowa,
Big farming state.
Utah, South Carolina, Arkansas, a bunch of other places, Tennessee.
Anywhere
Pasadena.
where there's not a lot of pussies and a lot of beef eaters.
But it died in a lot of other states, so that's good.
Oh, you mean where common sense ran rampant?
Yeah, in Idaho, they signed it, and then
A lot of potato protection
yeah, you got to
laws.
protect. You never know what's going to go on down in those potato farms.
Potatoes have eyes.
Oh, they got a lot of eyes. Those eyes can see.
They're watching.
They're always
They're
watching.
always.
You ever look in a fridge at just a bag of potatoes, look back at you? You ever
Stop looking at me!
just take an acid trip with a bag of potatoes?
Always watching.
Get your damn eyes off
Get
me.
off of me!
Get off me! Stop looking
Goddamn
at me!
potato!
Yeah, oof, sweet potatoes too.
Yeah.
Iowa, they passed it. Oof. Oh boy.
Crazy. Well, what if, what's the future?
So yeah, thankfully the federal courts have found some of these unconstitutional. I mean, these bills are basically an assault on, protections against animal abuse on these farms, and they threaten worker rights, consumer health, and safety. If nobody can go in and inspect, we're like going back to the 1920s.
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
It's like Animal Farm.
Yeah. So hopefully the federal courts will continue to shoot down these ag-gag laws, and the only ag-gag we use are the ones
that are in the bedroom.
In the sex shops.
In the bedroom.
Yeah. Ag-gag.
Ag-gag. What a fun episode.
Yeah. Sick episode. You think that was fun?
Absolutely sick, but
you're disgusting.
It was fun.
You thought that was fun.
It was fun how sick it was.
You're a sick bastard. I mean, it's kind of weird, right? We just talked about how we just basically opened up a lot of.
There was more ass in this episode. Than
there was a lot of ass.
The other ass.
We just opened up a whole can of whoop ass.
Whoop ass
on those. I feel bad for the people who nobody vouched for their character. Well, the animal that they had bestiality with had many people in the town singing their praises.
Everyone loved the animals over the Well, guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Matt's Twitter.
Matt Ritter 1.
And I am at TOEKNEESAM. You can also download my comedy album, Scaredy Cat, which is also on iTunes.
And it's about animals.
And there's a lot of animal fun stories on there. And it's a good time. Scaredy Cat, ask for it by name. We'll see you next time, guys, on Legally Insane!